What if I told you there was a book so massive, so mysterious, so cursed, that people believe it was written by a single man, in a single night, after he sold his soul to Satan? A manuscript so heavy, it takes two people to carry it. So bizarre, it mixes the Holy Bible with demon banishment rituals. And so feared, it's been locked away for centuries. This is not fiction, this is the Codex Gigas, the largest medieval manuscript ever discovered, and the only one ever called the Devil's Bible. To understand how terrifying this book is, you have to go back to the year 1229, in the heart of Bohemia, inside the Benedictine monastery of Podlazice, lived a monk. His name has been lost to time, but his story remains infamous. He committed a crime so severe, so unspeakable, that the monastery sentenced him to the worst punishment imaginable, to be sealed alive behind a brick wall, buried inside his cell, no food, no water, just darkness, until death. But before the final brick was laid, the monk begged for mercy. He swore to do the impossible, to write a book that would glorify God, honor the monastery, and preserve all the world's knowledge, a holy masterpiece. If he could finish it in one night, they would spare his life. The abbots laughed. No human could do it, and that was the point. But that night, something happened. As midnight approached, the monk realized he was failing. His ink bled, his hands trembled, his prayers went silent. And so he made a second vow, not to God, but to Lucifer. He offered his soul in exchange for completing the manuscript. A few hours later, the book was finished, in perfect script, flawlessly illuminated, bound in skin. The Codex Gigas was born. But what is this book really? The Codex Gigas is unlike any manuscript ever discovered. It stands 92 centimeters tall, nearly 3 feet, 50 centimeters wide, and weighs over 75 kilograms, or 165 pounds. The pages are made from the skins of over 160 animals, possibly donkeys or calves. It contains 310 leaves, or over 600 pages, though at least 8 are mysteriously missing. What's inside is even stranger. The entire Latin Bible, both Old and New Testaments, works by Isidore of Seville, including his encyclopedic Etymologiae, Josephus's histories of the Jews and Romans, Hippocrates' medical texts and early theories on medicine and disease, a complete calendar of saints and feast days, and most disturbingly, magical formulas, exorcism rituals, and instructions for casting out demons. In short, it is the Bible, a textbook, a history book, a medical guide, an astrology manual, and a book of black magic, all in one. And then there's page 290, the most infamous page. There, filling the entire page, is a horrifying full-color portrait of the devil. Not metaphorical, not symbolic, literal, graphic, terrifying. He is shown alone, framed by 2 massive towers. He has clawed hands, green talons, piercing red eyes, a snake-like tongue, and wears nothing but white ermine shorts. He looks out from the page, directly at the reader. Nowhere else in medieval Christian manuscripts do you find a depiction of Satan this prominent, or this central. In most manuscripts, the devil is relegated to the margins, literally, small, dismissed. But here, he dominates the page. Just 6 pages before the illustration, there are exorcism spells. Just 6 pages after, penitential prayers. In the very center is the devil, Coincidence or signature? The mysteries and legends. What makes the Codex Gigas even more terrifying is that no one understands how it was created. Paleographic studies, that is, the study of handwriting, confirm that the entire manuscript was written by a single scribe. There are no variations in the style of writing, no breaks, no differences in ink or line spacing. It would have taken at least 25 to 30 years for a monk to write it by hand, and yet the legend claims it was finished in a single night. How? The ink appears uniform. The calligraphy is incredibly disciplined. Some experts believe the scribe may have entered a trance state, obsessive, manic, or possessed. And then there are the missing pages. 8 leaves were deliberately cut from the book. No one knows when or why or what was on them. Were they prayers, secrets, a confession? Some believe they contained a second illustration, possibly of God, to balance the devil. Others believe they were removed because they held instructions too dangerous to remain. The curse and modern day. After the monastery was destroyed, the codex was passed from hand to hand, kingdom to kingdom. In 1648, it was taken by Swedish troops during the 30 Years' War as war booty. Since then, it has been kept in the Royal Library of Stockholm, only brought out on rare occasions. But even there, legends persist, that the book emits a strange presence, that people who stare at the devil's image too long feel watched afterward, that night guards refuse to be near it alone, that it's cursed. Every place that has kept it has suffered disasters, war, fire, madness. Even today you can visit the book in a temperature-controlled vault under strict security, but only if you dare. So, what is the Codex Gigas? A miracle of medieval art? A madman's life work? Or the physical proof of a pact made in fear, desperation, and darkness? Maybe it's just a book. Maybe it's the devil's Bible. But one thing is certain. It is a masterpiece of fear, bound in flesh, written in silence, staring back at us across 800 years, still unread, still watching. And somewhere between those ancient pages, the devil may still be waiting.